Just making sure I have the right quest. It's the Feud, right?
Yes.
It takes place in the desert, so that's why you want the water skins.
Okay, I got that. Okay, gotcha. Wait, what are the buckets for then? Because there's not one listed for this quest.
Camel poop.
Yeah, we need camel poop during the quest. The quest later requires 3 buckets of camel dung for one of the tasks. So if we bring multiple buckets on this quest, we can get that now and not need to get it later.
You know, sometimes this game makes me question my own sanity. Welcome back to Cape Quest, everyone. Today's quest is going to be very special, and it's one that's very near and dear to my heart. As usual, we're going to be doing somebody a favor. But that favor is going to be much more complicated than you may expect, and it'll lead us on a desert adventure the likes of which you've probably never seen, unless you're maybe a Terry Pratchett fan, because in some ways it does definitely feel like something he would have written.
Yep, which I need to buy, and I just realized, what did he sell me? Because I'm 5 coins short of where I should be. What did he just sell me? I don't see anything in my... Oh, it might not show up until afterwards to try to hide the fact he sold me anything at all. No? I'm so confused. What did this man sell me?
He sold me a raw chicken.
Our quest begins when we speak to Ali Morrisane, a man who has a reputation as the greatest merchant in all of RuneScape. In fact, his skill as a merchant is so great that if you even have 10 coins on you, he will take that and hand you some piece of relatively useless junk instead without even you knowing. Now, I'm pretty sure most people would call that theft, but he seems nice enough, so we agree to help him find his nephew in the town of Polnivniich. However, we'll stick out like a sore thumb in our current state, so he sells us a headpiece and a fake beard so we can make ourselves a disguise to blend in with the locals. I'm sure this is going to work just fine.
He sold me a tinderbox. As you can tell, Alex, Ali Morrisane is an incredibly trustworthy individual.
Are we taking the rug?
There's no reason not to. Like, it's a little expensive, but it cuts out like so much of the trip.
Which one?
Polnivniich.
Polnivniich. Yep, yeah, it says it on the quest tracker. Thank you.
Yep. And we get to fly over all the aggressive camels and desert wolves, and also not have to take drinks out of our water skins. So it's really just a win-win. Oh yeah, I forgot you could have a house here. And that was an easy desert task. Very cool.
I didn't get the desert task, because I've already done that. Because if you remember, we were trying to get those herbs cleaned that one time.
Right.
And I had to go to Narda.
Of course, like any good adventurers, the first thing that we need to do when we get into town is find the tavern and try to get our hands on some information. Fortunately for us, we have beer on hand for that already. There's nothing like buttering up the locals to get them to start talking when you're new in town and you don't know what's going on.
I don't know if people picked up the beer that I had for them in the group chest, so...
Completely forgot.
That's okay.
Anyway, hi Ali, the barman.
It's 6 coins.
18 gold. Now I'm gonna starve.
We give the beers to Drunken Ali, who doesn't know a ton about Ali Morrisane's nephew disappearing, but suggests that it might have something to do with the 2 gangs in town that are currently feuding, the Desert Bandits and the Menifite Thugs. Of course, we probably can't let this town suffer under those 2, and we do need to find the nephew, so we head off to go talk to both gangs to figure out what we can do to put this whole thing behind us.
Man, this man's throat dries up so quickly. Now, which of you 2 adventurers wanted to do? Love it. It has been so long since I've seen the evil laugh.
I love it.
I just saw it too.
It's so good. Oh yeah, I guess this is the first time you really run into Menephos. Which, if you couldn't tell, is basically just Egypt.
Wasn't it all obvious? No.
Yeah, don't worry, we'll get to them soon. 10 quests, maybe?
That's not too bad.
Yeah.
Not every quest we're going to do is the same length as the 2 we've done today.
Yes. One of them is going to be considerably longer. Actually, a few of them are, but there's one. Cannot wait.
Bandit.
Yeah, the bandits in this area are a great thieving experience. When you get your thieving up high enough. If I remember correctly, they actually have pretty decent rewards, too. I don't remember what exactly they drop, though.
The bearded Polnivian bandit is 45, desert bandit's 53, and then Polnivian bandit's 55.
Yeah. Well, the desert bandits are in the bandit camp, which are
Right.
actually, like, that's a great place to train combat because they're just always aggressive if you walk in wearing any piece of god-aligned gear.
Talking to both gangs reveals that each blames the other for stealing one of their camels, and that's what's causing this current feud. Of course, they each also think they're innocent of whatever crimes the other is accusing them of, so no dice getting them to give back whatever camel they may or may not have taken. Fortunately for us, there's a camel merchant in town with 2 camels to sell, so maybe they can help us out. Fortunately for us, the camel merchant is willing to sell them for a reasonable price.
Oh yes, priceless beyond the value of crass gold, but he can silence his objections for 500.
And we take the deeds to the camels back to each of the gangs, but unfortunately this doesn't really solve the feud, as suddenly this is no longer enough, and they won't rest until the other gang is dealt with. With the diplomatic method having failed, I guess we have no choice but to join the desert bandits and try to end this feud the old-fashioned way.
Ali, our chief of operations.
What was that dialogue? All right, we need to prove that we need to prove that we can trust you. Go rob some people.
Welcome to the desert.
Yeah,
Please.
you have to lure an unsuspecting villager over to him. Hello, Giles.
Am I missing something here?
That's a spade. That's an uncut emerald.
It just says pickpocket a villager, but my character is just not... Okay, now he did it.
After employing a variety of methods to prove our loyalty by stealing money from the local residents, not least of which involves bludgeoning one of them on the back of the head with a blackjack, we report back to Ali the operator to see what our next task is.
I appreciate the fact that the villager I was attempting to blackjack and pickpocket, I failed on my first attempt, so they hit me, and then they just stood there staring at me until I recovered, and so I could hit them again.
The second job for us to prove our loyalty to the Menophites is for us to break into the mayor's mansion and steal his wife's prized jewelry. You'd think this is a job that you wouldn't trust to somebody who has literally just showed up at your organization today and, well, admittedly did a fine job picking people's pockets. This is a bigger job than I'd expect. But I'm not the one who's making the decisions here. We don our disguise and we head over to see just how hard it can be. Fortunately for us, nobody is home, and the mayor and his wife are the kind of people who both keep their key outside in a very conspicuous spot, and also, for some reason, set the safe code with her jewels in it to the Fibonacci sequence, so it's a quick job and we're able to report back for the next thing that they want us to do. The third task we're given is to determine who the traitor is in the Menophite ranks. Ali the operator knows that there has to be one because of some stuff that's been going on, but we're the only one he trusts to figure it out. Which I must stress again, it does not why. We have been here for less than a day and he's already trusting us enough to purge the ranks of a traitor. Well, he suggests we go and talk to some of the others to see who they think the traitor might be. The first one we talk to suggests that it might be Traitorous Ali. Of course it's Traitorous Ali. How do you think he got his name? Like, come on, guys.
This quest is so dumb.
Sold out his entire family for a sand pit and an umbrella. Yeah, that's... Again, this is a very silly quest, but it's a very funny quest.
He might be gone a while. The nearest outhouse is on Fossil Island.
Wait, hang on, what?
Genuine quote.
We hit upon the idea of poisoning Traitorous Ali's drink while he's out trying to find the outhouse on Fossil Island, a place we just recently got access to ourselves. I hope he enjoys grinding up all those kudos that he's going to need to get there. Of course, we can't make the poison ourselves, so we need to go talk to Allie the Hag at the edge of town.
Good day, old hag. What a horrible way to greet somebody.
Oh, hello, you wretched creature.
Okay, Connor, we greet each other like that all the time.
Yeah,
What am I saying? Everybody in town hates Traitorous Ali. I can't imagine why, but...
To make the poison, Allie the Hag needs a snake and some fresh camel dung. I can't imagine either of those are going to be particularly pleasant to get, but, well, we don't really have much of a choice.
Okay, that's really funny. You only have to give the Snake Charmer 1 coin, and Runelight is highlighting a single coin from the pile in my inventory.
This man sold his grandmother's house for a jar of pickled eggplant.
I'm glad you knew what that was, because I had no idea.
Ah, aubergine.
Yeah, it's it's one of those vegetables that just has a completely different name in the UK. Like courgettes.
Man, no wonder everybody hates Traitorous Ali. His prices are too cheap.
Also, do you know what they call chicken nuggets in the UK?
I'm scared to ask.
Goujons.
Why?
Dear Lord, that animation. Dear Lord, that's music.
I see the quest helper guide is skipping a couple steps here for me. Because, like, it didn't tell me to, or at least I didn't see it tell me to get the hot sauce. It just said to talk to Ellie, the kebab seller. And then immediately jumped to what you do with the hot sauce.
Yeah. That leaves me 4 buckets of thank you dung. Yay.
A Bob construction industry.
Yeah, and then probably be left with 1 in the inventory at the end of all of this, because none of us at this point will probably get the 4% chance to need it later.
Whoa.
Since we actually went out of our way to prep for it.
After poisoning the drink that Traitorous Ali is probably never going to see again because he's never making it back, we're trusted enough to meet the Menophyte leader. Unfortunately, it turns out that he's a megalomaniacal, world domination-obsessed loser, and we decide we're done with the entire thing. It doesn't take that very well, and so, well, we gotta fight his guard.
I think this is the most expensive fight I've done in this game so far, because
Yeah.
it's burned 40 chaos runes.
There's a reason that I almost have 27 rune crafting.
We just safe spotting them on that brush over there.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's the only place that works.
Man, their magic defense really is high.
Yeah, their magic defense is stupid.
No, wise, mysterious old man. I'm sorry. I can't. I have to kill this guy.
Oh, the Menophyte guy, apparently there's also a chair in the tent that you can safe spot him with.
Ah, okay.
Oh, okay.
With the Menophytes run out of town, we go ahead and talk to one of the villagers to see how they're doing. They're understandably annoyed at us, given that we've run only half the problem out of town, which means that the bandits no longer have anything to distract them from oppressing the people. We really should have seen that coming. Fortunately, there's only one thing that we can do, and that's do the exact same things to the bandits that we just did to the Menophytes.
Is it maybe a little silly to be using Wind Blast here? Yes, but, like, how often do you get to cast Wind Blast? Step
That's where I
inside.
wanted to go. Hey, there we go. Nope, never mind. Made me run around.
You weren't kidding about his magic defense, Connor.
Yeah.
My...
So if I move right here, will he be in range?
No, your character will take one step to the right, but if you take one step to the right, where I was standing? No, don't deal with the... yeah. Then you can very quickly run once he gets around the table to the other side of the chair. You can safe spot him on the chair.
Chill.
Yeah. Yep, and then run over, yep. Just like that. Perfect. Now you should be able to safe spot him from there.
There we go.
And I think that other person might end up using you for cover or something. Oh no. Oh, they're blackjacking the guy.
Yeah. They just, I'm guessing it's just corner someone in a house, blackjack them, pickpocket till they wake up, blackjack them, pickpocket them till they wake up.
Pretty much, yeah. Drop the gloves, talk to the villagers. Hey. I'm glad we had those safe spots, though. Those guys were starting to hit pretty hard.
Mhm.
Is that an adamant scimitar?
Yes, it
Yes,
is.
it is.
Which I think actually is the strongest weapon we have access to at this point.
Ooh, is
I
that
think-
better than Excalibur?
It is comparable, but I think. Hold on.
If I remember correctly, scimitars tend to have higher attack bonuses than longswords, but it won't have the special ability.
Speaking to the mayor after the bandits have been run out of town as well, we find out that Ali Morissane's nephew is at least as good as his uncle claims to be. He apparently angered both the Menophites and the bandits by selling them a bunch of things that they didn't need. Legally, of course, but, you know, those kinds don't tend to stick too much to the law. And he was smuggled out of town for his own protection. Allegedly, he's now, working with about 40 of his friends or so, trying to set up some sort of trade network, but no one really knows how that's going. We return to Ali Morissane to report what we've learned, and he laughs and says that he's proud of young Baba because he always knew he'd be able to make something of himself. Of course, this does leave the whole matter of this strange ordeal, and that's when Ali lets us in on the joke. You see, the whole thing was arranged by him. He's the reason that everybody in town is named Ali, and in fact, if you go back there after finishing this quest, they have their real names back. And none of them are named Ali. The whole thing was a travel package where we got to go to an exotic location, deal with strange and exciting adventures, and buy some souvenirs along the way, like the disguise and the hot sauce and the 2 camels that we didn't get to keep. This whole thing was just a travel package, and that's quest complete. And that is where we're going to end things for today, with the feud solved and our wallets quite a bit lighter. As always, you can catch us live on my Twitch channel every Monday at 8:15 p.m. Eastern Time. We're still quite a bit ahead of the YouTube videos, so you'll get a sneak peek at all the nonsense that we have coming up. Be sure to tune back in next week when we start pushing cakes to their absolute limit, which we still haven't found, but someday that will happen. Anyways, thank you for watching the video. I hope you had as much fun with this one as I did with making it. These are always just such a joy to make. And I will catch you in the next one.